Hey guys, I just want to let all my followers know it's been an amazing journey. I can't believe we're here today in Cape Town.
So yesterday I picked up this little Honda 300 Rally and rode it down to Cape Point. From there I've driven down to the little place called Betty's Bay. It's a little micro biosphere, if you like, set right by the Atlantic. Really beautiful. Stayed in this little pad on the right, and now I'll be heading off probably across through those mountains later on this morning after some breakfast. So day one down, and let's see what the rest of the journey is going to be like. So far it's a nice day. Yesterday was absolutely stunning, really warm, no wind. Today I've woken up, there's quite a bit of wind. So I think out on the open road near to the Atlantic it's going to be quite blustery. We'll see how we get on. So yesterday was pretty well as I thought. Pretty windy the whole day, a lot of crosswinds. I think I covered just under 500 kilometers yesterday on this little Honda 300. Stopped off at a place called Wilderness. Bit ironic really, because nothing like a wilderness unless going by a certain habitat, which seem to be mostly Germans who come down here for the winter to enjoy the summer and escape Germany. So it's quite a des-res little place really, with lots of fancy restaurants. Does have a stunning beach, so I guess that's part of the draw. Anyway, today I'm heading off towards Adu, to the elephant park. So I'm still continuing along the well-trodden route, if you like, in along the Cape, the garden route. So it's all been rode so far. That will change probably after Tuesday, when I head up north and back west, which hopefully is mostly going to be on dirt tracks and trails. So I'm looking forward to that. Today's a bit of a funny day, a bit of cloud as you can see over there. Seems to be hovering mostly over the hills though. By the coastline it should be alright. So I've got about another 500 clicks to go today. Why I'm on a little CRF 300 Rally. The reason being, this was a real last minute decision. I had planned to go to Laos, and I had a bit of an issue there last minute finding a bike. They've only got 2 or 3 rental agencies, and they completely sold out of anything that was half decent. Anyhow, I was in a bar with my wife, and we were chatting to this South African fella, and he said, "Oh, you've never been to South Africa?" And I said, "Actually, do you know, I haven't. It's one of those places I've never got round to visiting." Anyway, sparked an interest, and next day I'd booked a flight, and again, it's all last minute. So then the search was on to find a bike, and really my choices were GS 1250s, big adventure bikes, or this. There wasn't much else left. All the tour companies are got their hands on them, and I thought, well, I'm not going to have a great big GS, because most of the time you can't use the power on these roads anyway, and then on a dirt road on my own, with some of those water crossings that I'll likely be doing, I don't want a great big bike. If I drop it, I'm going to struggle to pick that up on my own. So I've got this little thing, and I have to say the range is good. I'm getting about 350 kilometers to a tank, so that makes me feel a bit more comfortable when going off-road. So I'm happy. It chugs along. I'm not really getting overtaken much, so from that point of view, it's not a big deal having a small bike. Very comfy, suspension is good. All in all, generally happy with it. It's I think it's Wednesday today. Monday I managed to clicked down about 500 kilometres, headed along the garden route, ended up at a place near, actually it's called Colchester, like Colchester in Essex, very close to the Addo Elephant Park, and got myself a little B&B. Actually, it was a really good place because I could walk down to the local garage, I could fill up the bike there with fuel, I could have a meal, and I arranged a safari for the next day, Tuesday, and I could do the whole lot on that one site, which is brilliant. So I spent yesterday looking at elephants, rhinos, crocodiles, hippos, giraffes, you name it, a whole bunch of animals in the park, and I had a whale of a time doing that. And the plan was to set off this morning and make a start on the Bavian Skloof Pass, wilderness route, a dirt track. And unfortunately, I went to start the bike this morning and I had a flat battery. I have no idea why. Terminals were all solid. Couldn't see any reason why the battery had gone flat other than it being parked for 2 nights. So I got off to a bit of a late start, too late in the day for me to do this route because it's about a 6-hour trek off-road with a bunch of river crossings, and that was not going to work out. That was not going to be a good plan. So I detoured to this place called Potensi, where I am now, and turns out to be a good decision. Met a real good bunch of folk, some local farmers who owned land around here, and they grow fruit and citrus fruit mostly, and we had a good old natter. A bit too many brandy and cokes for my liking, but that seems to be what they like around this neck of the woods.
So we used to do enduro racing back in the day.
That's what made me think of doing that.
But it became quite expensive, firstly, and secondly, the organising wasn't done. The club that does it, I'm not going to say the name on YouTube because there's good people there, but it wasn't the organising wasn't done very well and stuff. So we basically stopped, and then the guy who was just here, Riche, he started with this whole fun enduro thing. So it's not a race. It's not
That's tough, not fun.
Yeah, but essentially it's not a race. So you don't need a. So we've got a governing body in South Africa that governs basically all motorsport racing. So it's Motorsport South Africa.
Yeah.
And so you have to be.
So that way you'd have to get the insurance, the membership,
all that.
Yeah.
So with a fun enduro, it's not because it's not a race. It's just and it's so much cheaper.
Hi everyone. Well, I've arrived at a little place called Sutherland, a small town on the Northern Cape, up in the what they call the Karoo area, which is wilderness, rock, shrub landscape. Came here from Uniondale, so I think I did about 180 clicks yesterday, day before yesterday I should say, on gravel roads. Interesting roads because there was some hardcore underneath the gravel and sections where the gravel was really, really deep, so you had to watch yourself occasionally. You go around a bend and all of a sudden you were 6 inches, 7 inches or more into deep gravel. Otherwise it was pretty straightforward kind of a run, but you had to keep your eyes open. It's a long old track with straight lines as ever, and a few little bends here and there. Wonderful countryside. I mean, you just feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere. Anyhow, it was quite random, this name Sutherland. I don't know South Africa, I didn't know this place from a bar of soap, but I happened to be born in a place called Caithness, which is right next door to another area of Scotland called Sutherland. So I thought, well, sounds nice, home from home. So I headed down to this little town. Turns out it's quite a place. Very small, but on top of the hill just over there is the largest optical telescope in the southern hemisphere, so that was quite a surprise. So in the end I decided to stay for a couple of nights. Had a tour around the telescope on the hill there. Turns out there's about 20 or 30 telescopes, 2 or 3 run by different countries, but as I say, it has this largest optical telescope in the southern hemisphere. For those of you that have subscribed to my channel or who have watched 2 or 3, just sort of bring you up to date, I've got a website called fitbones.co.uk, and you might be interested in it. It's aimed primarily at people kind of the age of 48 and going upwards, so it's aimed at all you bikers who are heading towards that 50, 60, 70. I'm going to be 70 in a couple of months, so it's, you know, you get to feel a certain age. But what's most important is you try and stay fit, so that when you get to this age, you're still fit enough to do all kinds of adventures and have fun. So the website is designed around the motorcycle, and it's broken down into different sections where I draw an analogy between the motorcycle and your human body. So the whole crux of it is, our bikes get older and we look after those. We like to nurture an old classic bike, don't we? We all have those ones stuck in the garage where we polish it every day and take it out for a little spin and so on. So it's about putting that kind of investment in your body early on, rather than waiting till you get to 65 and you try and think, I'm going to go off and do all this stuff. Suddenly you find you can't, your hip's buggered, you haven't got the energy, you haven't got the strength. You know what I'm saying. Check out the website, let me know what you think, and I'll be interested in your feedback. Well, today I plan to do probably at least 100 clicks off-road on dirt tracks. Actually, gravel tracks, I think pretty well is the way to describe them. They're not really that difficult, they're just gravel tracks. Anyway, it's too hot. It's 42 degrees out there today. You can probably see I'm looking a bit hot. And middle of the day, it's stonking. It's just like someone blowing a hairdryer in your visor. So I've decided to stop and have one of South Africa's lovely pies. They make these pies everywhere. Have a look. Lamb pie. They make all kinds of pies, different shapes, pasties and what have you. Really lovely. And I can enjoy this in the peace and quiet and tranquility of the countryside. Pie in the sky, you could say. Well, it isn't here. It's perfect.